In a time long ago, there was a kingdom called Gallowmere, a land where the people were happy, war was unknown, the children were polite and helpful at all times, and not just when mooching for chocolate. The monarch of the realm, King Peregrine, was wise and just and, all in all, a bit of a decent chap, fond of philosophy, literature, and pictures of kittens in bonnets. He was an enlightened ruler. But he had among his retinue an official court magician, a brilliant but unscrupulous man by the name of Zarok. Instead of confining himself to the horoscopes and balloon animals for which he was employed, Zarok began to conduct horrific experiments on the bodies of the dead. Of course, people often get quite sensitive about their deceased loved ones, so it wasn't long before the king found out and had the sorcerer banished from the land. Zarok skulked away into the wilderness and busied himself by perfecting his experiments, seething with rage and practicing his diabolically evil laugh. At last, with an army of demons at his command, he set off to bring Gallowmere under his foul dominion. The captain of the royal guard, Sir Daniel Fortescue, led the militia into battle against this unholy horde. Songs are sung to this day of how he spearheaded the charge deep into the accursed multitude, how the invaders fell before him like wheat before the scythe, and how at last, though mortally wounded, he fell upon the infernal sorcerer.
I like that even when he was alive, his teeth still stuck out like that.
These songs don't have particularly catchy choruses, but people cared less about chart success in those days. And so it was that Daniel Fortescue went down in history, the hero of Gallowmere. And there came upon the land a time of peace, harmony, and quality wines at affordable prices. The tranquility was to last for 100 years, but then the sorcerer returned.
Ooh. Here we go, guys. Medievil. So we're playing Medieval Resurrection, which for many years I assumed was just a PSP port. Oh, it didn't give me very long to press a button, do it? For years I assumed this was just a port of Medieval 1, but for the PSP, but actually it's a completely remade game. It's actually more of a remake than the Medieval remake is. The Medieval remake is a faithful remake to the original, whereas this is a reimagining.
Aha! Found it!
Dan's Crypt. The best place to go if you're looking for a dead Dan.
Yay.
Oi, you, Fortescue! At last!
Spooky stuff,
get
kids.
up. We got
Hey
things to
Ryan,
do.
welcome in, mate.
Hey! Easy, my friend. In my culture, we treat the guests with courtesy. Especially if they stop by for 100 years. Who am I? My friend, you should feel honored. Usually the corpses, their skulls are filled with just the worms. Instead, you get I, Al-Zalam, glorious genie of the Sultan Prince Razim the Ribald, noble protector of...
Man, how good were PSP
You
graphics?
doubt me! I see it in your eye. Well, it is true. With genies, usually we are trapped within the lamps. That is bad. Very oily for the skin.
It's not usual
Far
that
worse,
the
let me
handheld
tell you,
console
it's when evil
of the
sorcerer
same
puts
generation as the
you inside
home
skull
console
of
has
power midnight.
almost
Oh,
exactly
it
the same
smells.
graphics.
It is mustier than a Saracen's jockstrap. You imply that I lie. In my culture, that would earn you 50
They're better than you remember. I think the thing is as well,
so that is a
it
terrible
upscales
punishment.
better with an
But
emulator,
fine, if you're too busy
so
with being dead, we
it probably
just
will
sit
look a
back
little
and
bit
watch
better than you
Zarok
remember it, to be
destroy
fair.
Gallowmere once more. Oh, you remember
PSP
Zarok,
games have
at least?
aged well,
Yes.
it's fair to
That
say.
madman is back from the exile. He has mastered the dark magics, has been waking the dead, turning good men evil. He turns this land bad quicker than tub of yak's cheese next to warm radiator. Why are you back among the living? His magic. Or perhaps fate. Fate gives you chance to redeem yourself. Make amends for your cowardly death. Huh? Yes, yes, I was there that fateful day. I saw you hanging back, pretending to tie your bootlaces, and getting hit by first stray arrow. Ah, never believe on publicity. You just a big coward, buried as big hero with poor genie still trapped inside his head. Come on, I know you are tough guy deep down. We can work with that. I will be guide. Maybe this time we truly defeat him. His men killed you. His magic cursed me. Together, we squash that creepy cockroach. Free me. Turn you into a real hero, eh?
Well, well, well. He's back. Old Sir Daniel Fortescue, the hero of Gallowmere.
Title sounds like a remake, but you're assuming this is an old game. Well, so here's the deal. I was about to recap that because I know some of you guys weren't here at the beginning when I stated this, but obviously this was a remake of Medieval that they did for the PSP. I originally thought it was just a straight up remake of the first game, very, very close to the first game, just like a PSP port of the first game, basically. But it's actually a complete, like, gameplay remake. Like, everything's completely different in this game. It's basically a whole new game. So yes, it is a remake, but it is also an old game. There's also a new remake that they only released a few years back called, simply just called Medieval, and that one is much closer to the original Medieval game. That one's very faithful to the original, whereas this one's a reimagining. So this game's actually the last original Medieval game they ever made, in a way. So I kind of count this as Medieval 3, even though it's a bit of a remake of the first game too, at least story-wise. Gameplay-wise, though, it doesn't feel like the same game, which is neat. Apparently at the time people didn't like how different it was, but now I appreciate that. Because there's only a very limited amount of Medieval games, so anything that feels a bit fresh to me, I appreciate. Was it on PS2? No, it was on PSP. PSP only. They should have done a PS2 Medieval game, though. Everyone wanted Medieval 3 for the PS2. I think it was planned, but got cancelled. Sadly. Yeah, this might be the game where you get weird combos. Yeah, this is the game where you get weird combos. Nice.
training room, eh? Nice decor. Early macabre.
But I'm playing on PS4. Yeah, you can emulate PSP on PS4. As long as you buy it from the store, or you play it on PlayStation Plus or whatever. But this is on PlayStation Plus, so.
Oh, mind the lava, Dan. Cremation's not your style, I think.
They remade the game on PSP. You can also play it on PS4. Well, yeah, now. But there is also a PS4 remake as
You
well.
got to study. I never had you down as a reader. You use a monocle, right?
So Medieval has 2 remakes. Both good.
Ah, a beautiful map of Gallowmere. This will help us get around the realm.
The graveyard. You wouldn't catch me digging graves in my yard. Spoils the ambience.
Who recognises that voice?
I sense Zarok is very close by. Maybe at Cemetery Hill, which lies just beyond this graveyard.
Did the other games have voices? They had voice acting. They didn't. The other games didn't have voices before the levels, though. The other games didn't have so much narration.
You need better sword. Yours is as much use as woolen bucket. Ah, real shiny stabby sword. Let's try it out.
Not so short sword. Not that short, is it really? Yeah. I think they just mean, you know, one-handed sword. Yeah, this game feels way better than Medieval 2 to play. Oh, they got the hands back. I don't think you can do down hand in this game though. One-handed, but I've got 2 following me. Yeah, it makes me want to put my skull on them. Like in Medieval 2. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I think the graphics look really, really good. But maybe it's just because I've been playing Medieval 2. But yeah, stepping from PS1 to PSP, quite the upgrade. And if you're comparing this to the original Medieval 1 graphics, then yeah, it's miles above it. Little pictures of skulls. Are we the baddies? Ah. Well, I just switched my weapon, but I can't figure out how I did that. Or did I? Or can you not switch your weapon like that in this game? Oh yeah, I guess you only have one weapon out at a time. Oh well. That's the one bad thing about this game then. But that was true in the original Medieval one as well, so maybe that's the reason why they kept it like that. In the Medieval remake on PS4 though, you can have two weapons out.
A club! Huh, you can light it, or hey, maybe just club stuff really hard.
This game does the thing I wanted in Medieval 2 though.
Give help, but like goat's milk at bachelor party, they
You
don't
can even do a little
last
Spyro
forever.
dash. Did I finish Spyro? I did finish it. I didn't 100% finish it, but I did get to the credits. Welcome in, El Hag. Welcome in, Toxic. Yeah, this game did the thing I wanted in Medieval 2, where if you press a button you can snap the camera, which is really, really handy. This game has a really good camera compared to Medieval 2. It's night and day. What was wrong with the camera on PS1 games? I bet I'll club everything, actually. Maybe because the analog control didn't come out right away. Yeah, that's a good point. It did suffer for that, I suppose. This guy's like the spiv.
Hello, stranger. What can I sell you today? A nice bit of schmatter?
Schmutter. Is that meant to be a Yiddish thing? That's the chalice when I actually can. Oh, that's right. In this game you collect the chalice and then you fill it, which is so much nicer than having to fill it first and then collect it. Or I mean, you're still filling it even when you've not collected it, but you can collect it unfilled. It's the main point I'm making here, rather than having to come back and get it. So you never have to backtrack to the chalice in this game. Which is a good idea, to be honest, because that was never that fun. What do we think about Dan's character model? I think it looks great. But some people don't like his skull looking so round. Some people prefer his lumpy skull from the first game. He used to be less symmetrical. But maybe his head got smoothed down over the years. All the knocks he took.
Nice shield. You look like proper knight.
You wish you had a body like that. That's not a healthy figure to maintain. What, the Kate Moss look? Wait. Make sure I'm not being stupid. Nope. Okay. Naughty's body stands are back again, yeah. Going retro. Going old school. I mean, Medieval did come out in like the late 90s, didn't it? So, makes sense. I wonder if I can do a running jump into this. Yay! Also, I'll say the daring dash feels a bit slower in this game, but that might actually be a good thing. Because Dan controls so much better now. Uh-oh. Well, there's no way out that way. Oh, there we go.
Evil alert! Evil alert! Zarek's beyond these gates, meeting with the demon from the mausoleum, hatching evil plots, and generally being naughty. If I were a failed one-eyed warrior, I'd make myself scarce, mate.
I like the voice acting in this. I like the original game's voice acting too. Oh.
Where heroes are allowed to store their umbrellas and raincoats.
Welcome, O undernourished one, to the Hall of Heroes, where the bravest warriors from history spend eternity feasting, arm wrestling, and singing out of tune. If they think you're worthy, you may be able to persuade them to give you a new weapon. In your case, you'll be lucky to walk away with a spud gun. Now move it, Twiggy.
Do you have spud guns in America? Like little toy guns you stick into a potato and then they fire the little bit of potato at someone. One-eyed warrior. Ooh. Settle down there. Also, the Hall of Heroes looks fucking badass in this game.
Captain Fortescue, does the battle go well? A temporary setback, I'm sure, sire. Gosh, they were merry times, slapping our thighs, downing beakers of bitter shandy, and the battles. Ooh, they were fun.
Looks like a Kingdom Hearts level.
How I
Kinda.
wish I could help you in some way now. But hold! Oh, you could take my crossbow. I used it at the Battle of Gallowmere. After you were slain, I shot Zarek's champion, Lord Cardok, a clean kill, sir. Right through the eye, at some 300 yards. Not that there's anything clever about shooting someone in the eye, sir.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because, like, the skyboxes and shit. It would be like an Olympus level, wouldn't it? Alright, does anyone know this narrator voice yet? I'm giving you one last chance.
Cemetery Hill. An excellent name for a blues singer.
Oh, no. You're
No clue. Shame on you, Toxic. Shame on you.
like something from a butcher's dustbin.
Is it the bear from Spyro? No. Although I wish it was.
Oh, decomposition. Well, you're too late anyway. My army has already risen from the grave. Still, never mind, eh?
Is it Stephen Fry? No, but you're getting close. It's a similar kind of national treasure status person.
I really need to work on that mocking laugh.
Patrick Stewart, yeah, that's very, very close. I could hear it. No, I'll just tell you, it's Tom Baker, the former Doctor Who star, who also provided the narration for the television show Little Britain. I mean, those are just two things he's pretty well known for. He's done shitloads of stuff over the years. Tom Baker. National icon. Although admittedly a little bit out of the limelight. But he is like 90 now, so don't blame him for not being as much of a figure as he used to be. Baker, you barely know her. Nice, right, nice. I love Tom Baker, he's such a character. Like, you guys should watch a video of Tom Baker talking about his life. It's just the most incredible stories you'll ever hear. That reminds me that we should get back into watching Doctor Who again. Yeah. And maybe watching some classic Doctor Who so people know who Tom Baker is. Plus, classic episodes of Doctor Who are only 25 minutes long. Although the stories tend to go on for like 8 parts. So, but they're more... old Doctor Who stories are more like movies. Whereas new Doctor Who stories are more like one and done, get it all over in 50 minutes sort of thing. So there's a much faster pace in the modern show. If you've watched old movies before, you can probably stomach watching Doctor Who. Classic Doctor Who, that is. Wait a minute. Do I watch the new one? If we're talking about like the 2005 revival, then I've seen most of it. I'm not so hot on it these days, though. I will say that. I have soured against the modern Doctor Who, somewhat. Like the current series, yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch that, to be honest. I watched the last series and I was thoroughly unimpressed.
A spade in a cemetery. I sense great logic at work.
You tried to get into the Matt Smith series but fell off. Yeah, it can do. I know what you mean. Get back in the TARDIS and get back to when the show was good. Well, I mean, can just watch the old episodes, at least. Like, I'm not that bothered about it. I'll simply wait until Doctor Who becomes good again. It might take it, but getting cancelled and then rebooted for that to happen. Who knows? It might happen this series, but I'm not going to be watching this series, so I won't find out. But if I hear loads of hype about how it was way better, I might give it a shot. But I'm not going to eagerly anticipate this series like I did last series, because you just get disappointed. What if they brought back one of the good Doctors? No, you can't stop bringing back Doctors. Just have a good new Doctor. It's not hard to do. You just have to stick to a certain formula. For the last episode, they should bring back all the Doctors to destroy the big bad. They kind of have done that already, Toxic. I know you probably don't watch the show that much, so you don't know actually how close to literal real episodes they've already done you're getting already. Yeah, they've already more than done that within the show. All the Doctors at once, one TARDIS. I think they've done that before. There's no weird, like, Doctor idea they haven't done at this point. But now they'd have to use all recreations of them, yeah, of course. Or, I don't know, recast them, maybe. They have tended to use the bad CGI route, though. Because some of the actors just have beef and they don't want to come back. Christopher Eccleston, for example, never wants to come back to the show. Because he hates Russell T Davies. Dog Doctor? Have they done a Doctor? A Doctor? Well, I mean, how about this? What if it's not exactly a dog Doctor, but the Doctor has a dog, and he's kind of smart like the Doctor, and it's like a robot dog? Because they've done that. Have they ever done an episode where the Doctor becomes a woman? Or what? What? Or a man for the woman Doctor? Oh, right, right. I know what you mean, I know what you mean, yeah. Like, for an episode, they become a woman. Like, it'd be interesting if the woman doctor became a man for an episode, because she'd just be like, right, this is just what I normally was all the time anyway. That wouldn't be a gimmick at all, would it? They've done it all. I'm not actually... I haven't seen enough episodes of Doctor Who to say for certain, but I'm not sure if they have actually done a gender-swapped Doctor becomes a woman. Just for, like, a one-off, like, plot. So was the Doctor a Time Lady? No, they just called everybody a Time Lord by that point. But in the original classic era of Doctor Who, they did say Time Lady. So it is kind of confusing and inconsistent. But there's various things that are inconsistent between the classic show and the modern show, so you just have to deal with that as a fan. Fem Doctor gets knocked up. I mean, presumably that's possible, but the Doctor's normally not that, like, sexual as a character, even though the Doctor does have children. Is there a house of Time Lords in the Doctor Who universe? I think so, yeah. Basically, yeah. Or there was in the classic show. Yeah, he had a grandchild at one point, yeah. But it's not something he does very often. He's not that interested in it. It's a bit like Goku. Like, he does have kids, but he's more interested in fighting. So the Doctor does have children, but he's more interested in time traveling and being an eccentric. I think it's that kind of once he had, like, that first love, he never loved again sort of deal. It's not entirely true, but, you know, you get the feeling like he wasn't keen to start too many families, even though he could have had, like, more families than George Washington. Imagine the quickening from killing Doctor Who. What a crossover that would be. I think if you... yeah. I think cutting off the Doctor's head would just kill him. I'm not sure if a quickening would come out at all. Be interesting if he had to follow Highlander rules sterile. Yeah. But he's an alien, so it wasn't exactly the thing they were going for. Wouldn't be a very good alien race if it was a sterile race. I'm not actually sure if it's ever been like absolutely confirmed how Time Lords do mate, to be honest. Duncan travels with the Doctor to the past to take the head of a big bad immortal. But by killing him, there's like 1 million more immortals around. Interesting. And the Doctor would be like, you can't do this just because he's big and he's bad. Doesn't give you the right to kill him. And Duncan would be like, wow, you sound like me. I hate hearing my own words thrust back at me.
The Hall of Heroes. Bring the kids.
You want this because it'd be pretty cool.
Cast of lovable, heavily armed friends.
There's an episode of Doctor Who. Ryan, you've seen like the David Tennant era, haven't you? Like there's that episode, the very first episode of David Tennant, where he wields a sword. So there is kind of that precedent. And David Tennant is Scottish, so that's Highlander as well.
Welcome, O undernourished one, to the Hall of Heroes, where the bravest warriors from history spend eternity feasting, arm wrestling, and singing out of tune. If they think you're worthy, you may be able to persuade them to give you a new weapon. In your case, you'll be lucky to walk away with a spud gun. Now move it.
Oh, you don't know what the Doctor's getting in return? Because he doesn't know anything about immortals, and he needs Duncan as an insider, because Duncan loves to blab all about the immortals, even though apparently you're not supposed to do that. And maybe the big bad immortal is actually the Master, and the Master's found a new body. Because the Master always survives death and finds a weird way to keep on going, so that's absolutely not beyond the scriptwriter's imaginations to go for that sort of thing. Oh, you finally got that plumbing blather, and sensors was shit, so Jerry only barely got it right. You think he'd like the Watchers? Yeah, probably.
Fortescue, what's this I hear? That arch-cad Zarok still alive? Thought you killed the fella.
Hang on a minute.
Never mind, you old war horse. Happens to the best of us. Think you slaughter a chap, but up he pops again. Crushed limbs, flattering like cheap
No, it's not him.
But otherwise, perfectly chipper. Or is that just me? What?
He's doing a sort of Brian Blessed voice.
Well, I expect Johnny Zombie's a bit more of a handful than you remember. How are you doing for weapons, old man? Tell you what, take my old war hammer. It's no bother. In 2 centuries, all I've used it for is...
Maybe they go back in time because Richie got beheaded. That'd be a good reason. The Doctor's not really about changing history, even though he does it all the time, but he does make the point of saying you're not meant to go back specifically to do that.
Oi, move it, lazy bones. We've got a realm to save.
Nice. And then Duncan goes crazy and wants Tess back. So they go back to when she was alive, and then he goes, now I want Darius back, because thinking about it, Darius is the one person I actually did give a shit about, based on my reaction to his death, so...
The Hilltop Mausoleum. Think of it as a kind of pet shop, but with less fragrant purchasing choices.
They undo Darius' death, and then the Doctor realises that Darius is the crazy time monk character from a previous episode.
And Daniel Dunnekins, you are so persistent, I'll give you that. But then so are beggars' babies, and I trample those.
We should submit this to the BBC.
Look, you really must get it into your thick, exposed cranium. You cannot stop me from conquering Gallowmere.
And the TARDIS breaks and they're stuck in 1993, kind of like Back to the Future 3.
And drained the sunlight from the skies, withering many a tomato plant in the process.
Interesting,
How
interesting.
could a spindly monovisual carcass like you reverse the momentum of such an epic master plan? And see where your stubbornness...
And the Doctor decides to stay in 1993 because it's such a rad time to be alive.
Forever in this next...
Hey Jerry, welcome in. Sorry to hear you had some bad news the other day.
Discuss your predicament with
Or
my
yesterday,
good friend up there.
I should say.
I'm sure he'd do his
We need to
best
write the
help
screenplay, yeah.
you.
What a think tank.
Sadly, I can't hang about to listen to the musical.
You've missed a really absurd Doctor Who Highlander crossover conversation.
The demon claw that will unlock my beloved shadow demons. I must return home to oversee the invasion of this pathetic realm, and possibly take a power nap.
Beware, imps are sticky-fingered thieves. Trust me, we can spot our own.
Yeah, no worries, Jerry, no worries at all. Then Duncan becomes the next Doctor. You know, Adrian Paul could probably be quite a good Doctor, now that I think about it. I don't think he acts that much anymore, does he? But he'd definitely be a good actor for it, because they always pick actors that you don't expect them to pick, so... You definitely wouldn't expect them to pick Adrian Paul. He's just a good leading man, isn't he? He could be Bond, he could be Indiana Jones, if that was possible. Which it isn't, because Indiana Jones' son is Shia LaBeouf, whatever his name is. Biff. Shia. Han Solo by extension? Yeah, definitely. Some sort of weird alternate universe Han Solo. He just has that kind of... that charisma. And also the look that you need. I don't have this yet. Shire. Okay. No one knows how to say the second bit, I noticed. I thought it'd be good in something like Conan or Scorpion King. You know, I never saw the Scorpion King. I played more of the game than I actually saw that movie. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wasn't the big box office sell that he is now. Back then. Could be in some martial arts movies as well. Oh, well, naturally, yeah. Oh, I got his last name right.
Hey, shift your ass and your camel.
LeBeouf.
The floor is collapsing. Run!
Oh no!
Get out quick.
Oh no! and I hit every crystal on the way back. What did I just pick up? I think this was the green one. Yeah. It's not a movie that you think to watch, is it? The Scorpion King. You don't. No one wakes up and goes, "I'm going to watch The Scorpion King today." The Mummy, sure. You might get a craving to watch The Mummy, but I mean, I've never seen The Scorpion King, so I'm not going to trash talk it too much. But I'm just saying, it's not. It doesn't come to mind straight away. Definitely a movie you watch when it's on TV. Had a bit of a B-movie charm. Fun ride, action, adventure movie. That's fair. That's about what I'd expect. Sort of Fast and the Furious tier movie. You'd be a bit skeptical of a person if they said it was their favourite movie. Yeah. Whoa, Caddyshack 2? That's my favourite movie. What was that, like Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd? That's my favourite movie. You'd think the person was deranged, wouldn't you? You'd have them sectioned. Better than the first one, yeah. Guess I gotta go the long way around, maybe. The only movie you'd accept with The Rock as someone's favourite movie is Reno 911 Miami.
Man, you narcoleptic klutz. Get a move on.
Alright, shut up, mate, shut up. Did I ever hit that? I never did. Oh. Don't think I even have the music sheets yet. They give you a club here just in case you don't have the Warhammer. But what are you doing if you don't have the Warhammer? Didn't you like Warhammer? Whoa. I don't know anything about Warhammer. Other than painting figures and stuff. There might be some dwarves in it. Story of my life. I can't even remember what I said. Sorry, I read that too late. Tell me I never heard about the TV show Reno 911. I never. I've heard of. I think I've heard of it.
The floor is giving way, Dan.
Certainly never watched it. Did I hear that? No, never did. Oh! Good one, good one. I knew someone was going to make a joke out of that. I thought to myself, very good joke set up, Daryl. Someone's going to really make a zinger out of that. You've done your part. No. Now let them flourish. I've sowed the seeds of comedy. And now I may bask. I get to reap the rewards. Parody show about bumbling American police force in Nevada.
Primal force always to play this song of fear and sadness.
So it's like
Please
Brooklyn,
bring me new music.
whatever that
and
show's
break
called.
this cycle of endless misery. Go on, do us a favor. It's driving me mental.
Waited so long to hear someone in a game say it's driving me mental. I love how British this game is. Did Cops make it over to the UK? Probably. We have shows like that anyway. It was a parody of Cops, right? Right. So it's like police dealing with like minor cases and stuff, right? And street chases and police car chases and shit like that. That's what I assumed Cops was. If that's not what Cops is, then I'm gravely mistaken. With hilarious results. No, of course, always with hilarious results. Naturally. Oh, sorry mate. Was that your heart? Cat got your heart. Oh no, I can't see. That wasn't so bad. It's like The Office if the camera crew followed bumbling cops and zany citizens in Las Vegas. Gotcha. I've noticed there's a lot of zany characters in American sitcoms. Like in British sitcoms you'll get your zany characters, sure, but then we'll have like normal acting sort of people characters a lot as well. But when I watch a lot of American sitcoms it feels like 90% is zaniness from all of the characters. Is that fair? Or is that my xenophobia shining through there? By volume, you have more zany people. You are the zaniest country, I will say that.
Looks like the heart is his only weak point.
Oh yeah, you really want the crossbow for this. Bollocks. Australia could hear me. But in Australia, they know how to say things properly. And they spell things correctly as well. Australia is the shining example of how you can not be Britain, but you can stay as British as possible whilst being so far away. Shots fired. I'm sorry guys, I'm only mucking about with you. I love you, American peoples. I'll be in ambassador mode now. I'm gonna be diplomatic. Say I've always been a great fan of America and its culture. It's too late for amends. Oh no, I'm beefing with the United States of America. I'm probably the first person to do that since John Lennon. Took the whole country on, didn't he? James Gordon came close. That's true. But I didn't want to compare myself to... I'd rather compare myself to John Lennon than James Gordon, to be fair. And that really is saying something, isn't it?
By the sacred underwear of Brittany, goddess of popular beat combos, I underestimated you.
You watch say 10 cats does countdown, and now you know I put too many unnecessary vowels in some words. Understandable. Yeah. Well, I got my chalice, so... Imagine not picking this up and then just running into the... jumping out of the window, because you could feasibly do that.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
How annoying.
I went to the Hall of Zeros once. It's quite dull, but at least they don't all make chicken noises when your back's turned. Ah.
It's Tom Baker, Jerry. That's why we were talking about Doctor Who. Because we've had the bake.
Fortescue, you jawless arrow magnet. What are you doing in a hall of heroes? How I pity the people of Gallowmere. Oh, the death.
Oh, you never realised.
In the hands of a vacuum-headed chimp like you.
You'll hear it now, though.
Still, I suppose it's not fair to take it out on them.
You won't be able to not picture Doctor Who now.
And try not to stab yourself in the foot. You know, I've always had my doubts about you, Fortescue. You're simply not carved from hero material.
Oh, if you played it before you knew Doctor Who, then I could understand that, for sure. I think, for me, the most interesting thing about Tom Baker has always been the fact that he was Doctor Who, so that's just always the thing I relate him back to. What did you just give me? Spade, wait. Did he improve my sword or something? Oh, I've got a long sword. Yes. Fucking yes.
Return to the graveyard. We went there earlier. If you have reasonable short-term memory, you might remember it.
He's on perfect, like, Tom Baker form in this as well. Like, it just sounds...
Out of this graveyard. The glass demon's key might help.
It just sounds like the sorts of things that Tom Baker would say anyway. I think that's the great thing about Tom Baker, actually, is that no matter what role you see Tom Baker in... what happened to my accent then? Tom Baker... I didn't say that. I'm not from fucking the West Country. No matter what you see Tom Baker in... he's always exactly the same. He's always Tom Baker. And if you like Tom Baker, then... that's a treat. If you hate Tom Baker, of course, that's definitely a downside to his acting. But I think he's a charming fellow. One of those great British eccentrics. Who doesn't like Tom Baker? Not many people, to my knowledge. But I'm sure there's some people out there who don't like him. But it's hard not to, because he's just...
Buoyancy is not your strong point.
They even fixed that the punishing platforming, because now if you fall into the water you just lose a bit of health instead of a whole life bottle. It's worth... oh no, what was the point of that? So this game has so many like gameplay improvements to the medieval formula that just make it so much more fun to play, and it makes me wish they had made more games, because they were starting to nail it.
This gate don't have no keyhole. Weird.
No. Was that book important? I think the books are just for reading stuff. Alright.
Do you think Zarok...
That's typically what books are for, I know, yeah.
I don't think so.
You needed that laugh. Glad that we're getting some laughs. We're having some laughs here for you, Jerry. Yeah, these books, you just, normally just lore and stuff. So I haven't really been reading them because they're fairly bland. But there's a lot of them.
This path leads to undertakers.
So if I stop to read... If I stop to read them all, it would be a bit, of a pace killer. Man, this game's really good. It might be the best medieval game. In fact, fuck it, it is the best medieval game. Without a question. A bold statement. It is, but it's just true. Has the best, like, feels the best mechanically. Probably got some of the better game design. And they fixed all of the things that were shit about the other games. Dog murder, that's Pharaoh Bingo. Can I smash this with my hammer? Nope. Worth a shot. Can I smash this with my hammer? No.
I really need a holiday. It's constantly really. Oh, Lord, give me a break.
Oh yeah, he's also deaf.
Greetings, stranger. I'm Death. It is I who ease the passage of lost souls on their final journey. The hours are hell, but I wanted a job working with people. But hold. Have we not met before? Sir Daniel Fortescue! I've done you once already. I never forget a corpse. It's that pesky Zarok. I'm up to my eye sockets in the ex-deceased. Business hasn't been this brisk since the great massacre of Mellowmead. I may have to take on an intern. Help you fight Zarok? Of course. If only to get some rest. I'd be off on holiday topping up my tan if it wasn't for that evil old madman. But there is a way to stop him. You'll need the Anubis Stone. It was used by Zarok 100 years ago to create an undead army. The very army that you fought on the day of your, arrow-based mishap. After that most bloody of battles, the Gallomere people acquired the stone. To prevent its power being used again for evil, they broke it into 4 and gave each piece to a trusted member of the realm. You'll need to find all 4 pieces to use the stone's power. Then you can summon up an army that can compete with Zarok's elite guard, the terrifying Phasguls. They sound like a trapeze act, but trust me, they're a lot less fun. Well, I've seen and heard many things on my deathly duties. I could write a book, you know. Of course, no publisher would touch it. All I want these days is romantic fiction and epic poems. Anyway, one piece was buried with the great Moloch chief. His tomb is in this very cemetery. The mayor of Sleeping Village inherited a piece from his predecessor and knows its current whereabouts. There's a rumor that the Witch of Pumpkin Gorge has a piece in her possession, although she may have put that about herself to drum up some tourist fortune-telling trade. Ah, yes, and the fourth and final piece is in possession of the deceased King of Gallowmere. Assuming he is still deceased. You never know these days, do you? I mean, look at you. But if he is, it'll be locked in his castle vault. Okay? You're very welcome. Now go and stop Zarok before he drives me to an early grave.
Might have one of the best voices ever. And he didn't phone that performance in one little bit. Like, he gave it everything like he was back in Doctor Who. Tom Baker's not going to give a bad performance just because he's in a video game. He's not going to sully his name.
Woe is me.
He's not like Tobey Maguire with his like terrible Spider-Man 2. In fact, all of the Spider-Man game voice acting, you can hear like Tobey Maguire's. He sounds doped up.
The famous Muluk Chief's Memorial.
Maybe that was his little strategy though. I mean, this might be fucking... I should be careful because this might be slanderous to Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire was not doped up when he recorded Spider-Man 2. He just sounded like it because he's a bad voice actor. There, I think I've covered my tracks now. Safe, yeah, that's safe. It's legally sound.
Dan, didn't Death say Anubis stone was buried around here?
Look at these Jason and the Argonaut looking guys. Love it. Aha. I thought that might do something. Even the platforming feels so much better in this game because, what a surprise, if you make a character that controls well, then suddenly it feels good to be platforming. What a little rip-off fountain that was, it barely filled me up at all. It actually feels safe to jump in this game. Medieval 2 made me look like a right arsehole. Made it look like my first ever platforming game. But it's just like, it's the awkward camera coupled with like slippery movement. Now Dan has always had slippery movement in those early PS1 games, but in the first game it wasn't so much of a problem because they didn't put such an emphasis on the platforming and the camera wasn't so bad. And you didn't take fall damage when you fell, so if you did fuck up it wasn't as punishing anyway. But Medieval 2 made all of that so much worse. I do love that this game unlocks the original PS1 version after you complete it. No, this is the PSP version. This isn't the PS4 remake. Although I probably will play the PS4 remake as well. This is the PSP remake, which is a completely different game, and I love that about it. Right. Right. Totally forgot I could do that.
Anubis stone. Its power and worth is unimaginable. I know a barber.
No wonder you didn't recognize the Holo Heroes. Yeah, exactly. It's completely different. Whereas the PS4 remake is almost identical to the original game, just sort of enhanced. Which is fine too. You can make an argument for why both remakes are good. But in fact, that PS4 remake incorporates stuff from this game, like Dan's combo moves. It's a testament to how good these PSP graphics have upscaled that you could believe this was the PS4 remake. It definitely has much better graphics than either of the PS1 games. Cutscenes still look bad because they're like, obviously they're just video files that you can't really upscale, or you could, but it would take more effort than an emulator can really muster. Shit, it's the revenge of the dogs. This is, I'm reaping what I sow, I'm getting what I deserve, I'm reaping what I sow. Come on, this isn't my first dog slaughter rodeo. You don't fuck with the Farrell. Night of the Living Farrell. Oh shit. Inside you there are two wolves. And both of them are ghosts trying to kill you. Alright, that's not working. What am I supposed to do here? Something to do with this? This really should be a drinking game for my streams. Bingo, you know. Get the elderly demographic in. What am I going to do? What have I got? I can just hit him, fair enough. Gotta be fucking quick though. Dances with wolves. Get it? Like Sedan, Daniel Fortescue. Dan dances with wolves. Because you know I would normally say dancers because I'm from the south of England. Boo. You're not bingo old. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm starting to hear that noise when they go invisible. Oh, can I hit them when they go invisible? Is that the thing? See, I assumed they'd be... I assumed they'd be impossible to hit when they're invisible, because that's how it usually works in video games. I'm starting to hear that sound effect like a cat as well. Like it's going meow. No, I can't. Okay. Guess that was just the game being weird then. Meow. Meow. I hear video game sounds weird sometimes. Does sound like a grumpy old cat, I knew it. I will say this boss fight is kind of boring. is the worst. This is the worst gameplay the game has given me so far, which isn't too bad on average, considering what I've already had to suffer through in Medieval 2 or Medieval 1 by this point. But it's still kind of tedious. Normally I like killing dogs. Love killing dogs. I mean, I like to drag it out, but even for me this is too dragged out. Oh, finally one of them dies. Would have been nice if one of them had died halfway through the fight instead of at this point. That's what I thought was going to happen, because that's normally what would happen in these sorts of games.
Excellent work, my brother. Let me ruffle your hair. Oh, never mind. But we have escaped. Gallowmere Plains lies beyond that gate.
The Hall of Heroes, where heroes are allowed to store their umbrellas and raincoats.
Dan the man. Tell me, what's a warrior queen got to do to get a guy like you? Don't be shy, baby. I've seen you giving me the eye. You may be weak and feeble like all men, but I like you, Daniel.
Where's Orion?
How are you at Topiary, brother? Only, I need another gardener, someone to trim my bush and look after my clematis. Here, lover, hold my spear.
There you are. I knew it.
Think of me when you throw it.
You still stuck on the there are two wolves inside you? Good one. Poor Ryan. So I've got some spears now. I think they are a pretty good weapon, to be fair. In limited uses. Oh, I've got multiple choice of what I could do. That's something the other games didn't have. Wait. Ah. Okay. Aww. Yeah, I feel the same. I'm happy to have met you all too. Got our own little friend group.
Gallowmere Plains, the less beautiful relative of Gallowmere Fetching.
Got our own little inn club.
Hey, I lost my sister at the carnival around here once. That coconut shy was rigged, I tell you. Ah, the gate to Sleeping Village. We should visit Mayor's house. You never take me anywhere nice.
I think I'd rather do Scarecrow Village.
Ooh,
Or whatever it's called,
either
Scarecrow
you are more
Field,
scared
sorry.
than I thought, or that's the smell of the countryside.
That's right, this is like a hub area. A second hub area. Which is a nice thing to have. It's like a Spyro hub. Sheep everywhere. And you can play minigames here.
Scarecrow Fields. Prepare to be scared if you're a crow.
Oh, scarecrows always freak me out. It's the hand-stitched eyes. Let's hurry through to Pumpkin Gorge. Huh, those haystacks look drier than your bath mat.
I guess I gotta torch them maybe. Ah. That flicker effect doesn't look so good on emulation though. Probably would have looked a lot better on hardware. Farrell from the other game would be terrified of those scarecrows. That's right, I was thinking that. It's funny you should say that. What game was that? Was that Until Dawn? Yeah, that must have been Until Dawn. Alright, I should have... Wait. Yeah, it was Until Dawn. Alright, you just push it out of the way. Simple as that. Same game as the birth of Farrell, yeah. That was Farrell Origin.
Hey, shift your ass and your camel.
Farrell's origin story's grown so much. Yeah. It's funny though, that's just a long-standing meme now. These enemies are so much better to fight than the enemies in Medieval 2. I can't tell you how night and day it feels. You can probably tell though it looks probably more fun as well. What's back there? Nothing. I love that sound effect. Well, I thought that would burn. Ah, it's this one, isn't it? There we go. No? Oh, okay. Also, I accidentally sealed myself in and now I can't get back to the fire. Oh no, it's okay, it's okay. There's probably something... We've got to do this one though.
There are nasty, creepy, scratchy things in the corn crops, Dan. Don't stray from the path.
Children of the Corn. That is a movie slash book that I have not read slash watched.
Look! A two-story metallic imp! On any other day, that would seem weird.
Yeah, it's like in... It's like in the original. You answered it either. Guess it wasn't one of those big banger hits they were hoping it would be. You know the plot from various YouTube videos. That's a good way to learn. Oops. His license plate says "Stomp You." I've never noticed that before. Scary Children is pretty low on your favourite kind of scary movies. Yeah, kinda. Depends how scary the children are, I suppose. Remember Village of the Damned was pretty good. Starring Christopher Reeve and Mark Hamill and I want to say Kirstie Alley. It's been a while since I watched Agreed. With El Hag or with me about the Village of the Damned. That's a cast. Yeah, it's a good cast. It's worth watching on the cast alone, isn't it? Surely. It's probably not actually that good of a movie, but the cast is so good that you have to watch it. Ah, bollocks.
Dan, Dan, step on the boat. You know the procedure.
Oh no.
Scarecrow Fields. Prepare
Another
to be
movie you've
scared.
not seen? I have actually seen it. It's pretty good. I'm not sure if I've seen all of it. Might be a good time to save up. Yeah, I think because I'm slightly low on health for this, I'll end the stream and then off stream I'll get my health up and stuff ready for doing a bit more later. Down to see Heretic whenever. Is that that's the Hugh Grant horror movie or whatever? I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I want to watch Revenge of the Living Dead. Or whatever it's called. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Return of the Living Dead? Return of the Living Dead.
Oi, move it, lazy bones. We've got a realm to save.
But anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. I've never seen that. But it seems intriguing. You love that movie? Nice. I wouldn't mind watching all of the kind of Romero and spin-off universe, Romeroverse and spin-off, because I know Return of the Living Dead's kind of related to Night of the Living Dead. But I love Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead as well. Halloween all year for you. Yeah, cheers guys. Alright, take it easy. Ta-ta for now.